the greatest warrior of our time, was once a failure. Bruce Lee, the dragon, the legend, the man who could move faster than sight. But speed is not strength, and strength is not power. In 1954, a 17-year-old Bruce Lee walked into Ip Man's school in Hong Kong. He was angry. He was hungry. He was everything Wing Chun was not. He had learned to fight on the streets, fists like hammers, heart like fire. But Ip Man saw something else, something dangerous, the trap of strength. Young Bruce attacked everything like an enemy, the dummy, the air, himself. He moved like lightning, but lightning burns out. Ip Man moved like water, and water never fights. This is the story of how the silent Grandmaster taught the dragon to drown. Ip Man was not born soft. He was born into luxury, silk clothes, servants, power. But war strips everything away. When the Japanese invaded, Ip Man lost everything: his wealth, his status, his certainty. He became nobody, a refugee in Hong Kong, teaching Wing Chun for rice money. But in losing everything, he found something else: Wu Wei, the ancient Taoist principle, action through non-action. The West believes in force. Push harder, move faster, fight until you win. The East knows better. The oak tree is proud, strong, rigid. The storm breaks it. But the willow bends, yields, survives. This was Ip Man's secret. Not strength against strength, softness against hardness. Young Bruce didn't understand. He saw softness as weakness, yielding as surrender. He held on to his anger like a weapon. But anger was holding him. For months, Bruce trained. But he didn't learn. He dominated through power, overwhelmed through speed. But dominance is not mastery. The other students began to fear him. Not respect, fear. Ip Man said nothing, but he saw everything. The breaking point came during Chi Sao practice. Chi Sao is the dance of sensitivity, feeling your opponent's intention before they move. But Bruce only knew how to force. He threw his partner across the room. Hard. The school fell silent. Ip Man approached. Bruce expected praise for his strength. Instead, Ip Man whispered, "Come, try that with me." Bruce attacked, full power, full speed, everything he had. Ip Man barely moved, a gentle redirect, like water guiding a leaf. Bruce hit the wall. The lesson was over. Ip Man turned away and said, "Don't come back until you understand." For the first time in his life, Bruce Lee had been dismissed. Bruce wandered the city for days, anger eating him alive. He was used to winning through force, but force had failed him. On the 7th day, he found himself by the water. A fisherman offered him passage. Bruce didn't know why, but he accepted. They rode in silence, the city fading behind them. His anger was still there, burning, demanding action. Without warning, Bruce struck. He punched the water again and again. But water cannot be hurt. It yields, absorbs, returns to peace. And in that moment, Bruce saw it. The water didn't fight him. It welcomed his punch, embraced it, made it part of itself. Be water, my friend. The phrase that would make him famous was born from his failure. He had tried to break the water. Instead, the water had broken him. And in breaking, he found himself. We live in Bruce's old world now. All force, all aggression, all noise. We think volume equals authority. Speed equals progress. We punch the water every day. But water always wins. The person who listens controls the conversation. The person who stays calm wins the argument. The person who yields gets what they want. This is Wu Wei in the modern world, the carpenter who works slowly, builds perfectly, the parent who stays soft, raises strong children, the leader who moves like water, shapes the landscape. Bruce eventually returned to Ip Man school, changed. He had learned to flow instead of force, to respond instead of react, and in learning to be water, he became legendary. But the lesson came first. The failure came first. The exile came first. In a world of noise and force and constant motion, the greatest power is stillness. The greatest strength is softness. Years later, Bruce Lee would create his own martial art, Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. He called it the style of no style. Why? Because a style is a crystallization, a solid thing. And as Ip Man taught him, solid things break. Jeet Kune Do was pure Wing Chun philosophy, liberated from tradition. It was water in combat form. Ip Man smiled when he heard this. He knew his lesson had finally taken root. The dragon had learned to fly by learning to flow. Today, we are fighting a different kind of war, the Sentience War. Our enemies are not in the dojo. They are anxiety, distraction, and the endless noise of the digital world. They want you tense. They want you reactive. They want you to swing your axe at the fly. Do not fight the noise. You cannot punch the internet. Be the empty boat in the middle of the storm. Let the chaos pass through you. Remember the old man in the shadows. Remember the water. To win this war, you must stop fighting. You must simply be. Subscribe to Sentience War and Finding Your Center.